Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Mr. Muskie Charters, offering full-service guided fishing trips for walleye, muskie, bass, and sturgeon on Lake St. Clair and the Detroit and St. Clair rivers. Booking information is online at mrmuskiecharters.com. Hey everybody, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We do have a shortened show on this week's episode, but we are jam-packed with all sorts of fun stuff. We're going to start in the port of Alpena and do a little nighttime walleye fishing, and then follow that up by doing some bass fishing in the morning. We're also going to follow Jenny along on a walleye fishing tournament in the southeast part of our state. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream. It's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse. Offering a variety of meat products, Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 and M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen. By Angler Quest Pontoons, a mid-Michigan company building boats for fishermen by fishermen. Angler Quest Pontoons are designed for comfort and functionality. On the web at anglerquestpontoons.com.
We all have one, that perfect spot, a special place we go to smooth out the ripples of the day. Our perfect spot is calling. Our perfect spot is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Michigan-based Vanguard has manufactured quality optics, hunting packs, and accessories for over 30 years. Discover all our most recent innovations at vanguardworld.us.
Plan of attack here tonight.
Plan of attack, we're going to head out to the wind's blowing out of the wind's been blowing out of the southeast, so we're going to head to Sulphur, which comes off South Point, and we're hoping to have some warm water there, and if not, we'll head into Grass Island. And Jimmy, if it's not that good, we're going to South Point and maybe to Harrisville. So it'll be a good run, baby.
It was a perfect night for fishing. On shore, it was about 60 to 70 degrees, but the temp was dropping hard as we hit the water.
Run all reef runners and probably 2 husky jerks off the back, and we'll get our planer boards out, get everything rolling. We should be able to get a couple bites before dark, and then hopefully the action begins, man. We'll rock and roll. Good stuff. We love purple. Love purple and pink. They're good colors. And we'll be golden. So we're ready to roll, Jimmy. Let's get them. Smoke them.
Let's just say Romeo was itching to get some fish. He is an avid tournament angler and has his system down. We had a plan, but would the fish follow the script?
We're gonna run 15 foot of water. We're coming in right now we're 26, and we're gonna roll into to 15, 13 foot of water. Okay. So it's pretty good. Like I said, this is just such an awesome fishery. If you scan around, you can see North Point. I mean, there's just so much area to fish that it's impossible to touch it all. But it's a nice night fishery, and you can come out and like I said, the fellas, everybody here helps each other. As you can see, I made a couple phone calls as I was coming out just to make sure that I could get some help.
Craig Thompson was our other angler tonight, and he was actually the one who contacted me about this story. And he also had the first fish on for the night.
Time. We got her.
Now don't farm it. First one.
He's coming in now. Oh, that's a nice one. Feels nice. We'll see.
Hey! Oh, hey! First fish in the boat. Pink is always good.
Cool.
Good deal.
Yeah, not as big as
Oh, hey, the board was crooked.
Yeah. It's big.
10 more of those at least.
Yeah, it was
nice,
good.
Nice lake here on Walleye.
And what time is it?
It is only
What is it?
It is 10:45, so it's early.
Quarter to
11. We've been out here for a little while.
Once the fish started biting, we had some steady action. It was not fast and furious by any means, but enough to keep you fishing at midnight or whatever time it actually was.
Thank God for planer boards and glow sticks, Jimmy. Gotta have the glow sticks. Just another little male.
There we go.
Just another nice little male. And bottom. Swear to God.
There are some big fish in this bay, but so far we were finding the perfect eater size.
Well, what do you think, young man? We'll see, Jimmy.
Feel all right?
Got a little more weight to it. We'll see. I think I said that last time. And
Not one of these Thunder Bay rocks, is it?
There are some rocks, Jimmy. There are some rocks.
My Alpena rock joke was aimed at Romeo. He is a great guy, and I knew he could take a little ribbing because we kept slipping in just a little shallower than he wanted and got hung up on the rocks a handful of times. But as a high school assistant principal, he's pretty used to people poking fun at him, and I knew he could take it like a pro.
good Thunder Bay walleye.
That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish right there.
Well, nice job, boys. You did good tonight.
There you go. Thanks, Jimmy.
I had to work at him a little bit, but you guys stuck with it.
We did, and we only got hung up like 3 or 4 times.
Nice,
So
nice pile of fish.
Good deal. We'll get them in and get them cleaned up so you guys have some lunch for tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy.
Well, our night had finally come to an end. We pulled the boat and got ready for the morning bite. Now, originally, Craig had asked me to come up and fish with him for some big smallies. Well, since I needed to come up the night before, we got with Romeo and decided to add on the nighttime walleye trip. The bay was perfect this fine morning, and Craig's wife Emily would be joining us for the morning trip, which was literally right out their back door. We got in the boat, rigged our wacky worm setup, and started casting. Now, this is a very good way to fish for bass in about any situation, but today, with the fish just getting on some beds, it was perfect. And it wasn't long at all till we found some fish. As it turns out, Emily's pretty competitive and was hoping she would outfish Craig. So far, she was one up. Good thing we brought the good angler.
Yeah, you're over there. There you go.
Nice.
There's a fish. Ooh, you swallowed her too.
Didn't even really feel him bite.
Nice job, young lady.
Thank you. First fish of the morning.
We're fishing Squaw Bay up here in Alpena, and it's a shallow spot where we're fishing reeds. These fish are coming up from the deep water out in Lake Huron, and they're coming up to spawn. So we're going to fish beds and see if we can get a few on camera today. It runs probably about 3 feet to 5 feet where these fish are coming up, and it's still early. The water temperature is probably about 57 to 62 degrees, so it's just the beginning of them getting on beds. So hopefully we can still get a few.
Said my goal today is to catch more fish than Craig.
Okay.
It doesn't happen though.
It's on rare occasion it happens. So if I could get it on camera, that would be.
Well, what we'll do is we just won't show his fish. So.
I think it's just so relaxing, especially when you get a good day like this. You get the sun on your face and hanging out with, the guy I like to call my best friend. And then you get a fish on, and then you get the fight.
Nice.
And that is, the tug is the drug.
Nice.
So that's kind of what keeps bringing you back. You get the relaxing aspect, but you also get to fight those fish. And
Did you grow up doing this kind of stuff, or just since you met Craig?
I definitely got into it more since I met Craig. I grew up like largemouth fishing, kind of on like St Clair, and bluegill fishing, that kind of stuff with my grandpa and my dad. And I'd say when I got over to the west side Grand Rapids area, I kind of got away from it, and then meeting Craig and coming up here, it all came full circle, and now definitely
interrupt your interview.
He's trying to show you off.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get some camera time.
My turn. Oh, nice one too.
Nice. Yo, you're still jumping.
I know.
Beauty.
Nice squaw bay smallie.
Nice job, young man. You're on the board.
There we go. Hey, I gotta catch up. Shouldn't have too many bragging rights if I get too far behind.
Well, the fishing was steady to start the day, and Emily was into another one. As she fought this fish, I asked Craig about how he got started fishing.
I grew up in West Michigan, Allendale area. I grew up hunting fish with my dad. Yeah, we as long as I can remember, you know, walking behind my dad in the woods grouse hunting or the river or lake. So I kind of grew up at a young age fishing and hunting, and pretty much the west side. And recently we've been up in Alpena for about 3 years. My wife and I came up here, and we both got jobs, and that's what brought us up. And you know, as you can see, it's a beautiful area, and we've fallen in love with Alpena and what it has to offer. And you know, we're excited to have you up here and get to share it with you a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
That is perfect. This part of the state is pretty amazing. You've got the big water like we were on here today, but close by is Hubbard Lake, Long and Grand Lake, as well as Fletcher's Pond. If you love to fish the northeast corner of the lower, well, it has it all.
Okay.
Well, even with baby on board, Emily was going to win the fishing battle today. But you know what? I think Craig will be okay. He did have the coolest bite of the day, however. We spotted a fish on a bed in the reeds. We were able to slip in on him without spooking him, and I was able to get a camera on him. You can see the fish in the middle of the screen. The worm comes in just next to the fish. It was a pretty cool vantage point to be sure. And if you listen, I think you could hear us on the boat hooting and hollering. It was a great morning.
Cool. Right next to the boat. Right next to the boat. Couldn't have worked any better. Beautiful fish.
Go right back to his bed.
Yeah.
Well, special thanks to Craig for making all this possible. Thanks to Romeo and to Emily for coming along and showing us how to do it. Once again, our state continues to show us special places and special people that make this grand old state so unique. Right here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
In this next story, we're going to take you out on Lake St. Clair for a walleye fishing tournament. Now, last year was the very first year for this tournament. I had heard about it and showed up just to check out the weigh-in, and it looked like so much fun. I figured I just had to get out there on one of the boats this year. Miles?
Yep, 19 miles.
We'll get there in about 5 minutes.
Hold on to something. 4.5. Hold on to something. Come on, Jeff, let's go faster!
Well, after an exciting ride over to the Canadian side of Lake St. Clair, Jeff Van Torrey gave us the game plan.
We're coming out, here's the Thames River. Right here, Thames. Tim's themes.
Yeah.
Fishing straight out, pretty much straight out in front of it. It's the only green water I can find out here on the lake.
You look for green water?
I look for an off-colored water, not too clear, not too dirty. The just got a green tinge to it. It just seems to be holding fish a lot better than the clear water does.
All right.
So give it a whirl. What we're doing out here is we're pulling night crawler harnesses and inline weights with offshore planer boards with a tattle flag system hooked up to it, and we're trolling about 1.3, 1.4, and we're only fishing the top part of the water column, and it seems to be working pretty well. So got to find the stained water. It's the only stained water I could find with that green tint to it out here, and cleaned up a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. Looking setup today, doing pretty good on these tadpoles by offshore tackles, size 1 tadpole. Got a nice lead on there, probably about 5 foot, yeah. Size 6, greasy chicken wing, name that blade. So, put a nice juicy crawler on there. You want it to go through the water, straight in its natural state.
Fishing a tournament always adds a little pressure to an otherwise fun venture, and the guys were feeling the pressure this morning as the first 2 fish to take their offering were the wrong species. Jeff has been fishing the walleye tournament circuit for 3 years now and has learned to keep his cool when things aren't going well.
Got our first walleye of the day, Jeff?
I sure hope so. We're hooked up here at beautiful Lake St. Clair, and 1 for 1 on the catfish, 1 for 1 on the sheephead. I'm hoping this is a walleye here. I'm gonna put that fish right there. Okay. There we go.
Woo! That's a nice one.
There we go. That's a way to start the morning there.
Yes.
They got wound on them.
Oh wow.
Whoa. It's the first one today. See what we build on it. Maybe we'll upgrade them.
Oh.
Nice.
Jeff's fishing partner today was Eric Herbert. The guys know each other through their day jobs. Jeff works in the maintenance department at Dick Hoover's auto dealership in Richmond, and Eric is the area manager in Michigan for Ram Trucks. Eric loves getting out on the water.
So how often do you get to come out and do something like this?
Not too often, unfortunately, but I love this. I've grown up fishing actually with my dad in North Channel and my grandpa, and we did some chugging for salmon and walleye too. So anytime I get an opportunity to do this on a boat, we do it on a shanty though, in the ice fishing in Lake St. Clair a lot. So it's good to get on the boat though.
Eric was having a blast out here helping Jeff reel in the fish. It seemed like Jeff had found the walleyes and was doing his best to keep the baits in front of them. Fishing on a semi-pro level, as he says, can be very challenging, and today was no different.
What are some of the biggest challenges? What have you learned that helps out for tournament fishing?
We're fishing new water and not knowing it, and putting the time in and try to learn it in a short amount of time. And should you stay in a spot and burn time in one area or go to another area and leave fish to find bigger fish? Or that's the main thing. In the weather, you got to factor in the weather and the wind, and will I be able to make it back in time, or how long can I stretch it before weigh in and stuff like that. So every adventure out on the water is a challenge.
Back on shore, the festivities were getting underway for the May Madness tournament weigh-in. The tournament was started by Dick Hoover's auto dealership, and manager Kim Jugowitz says it's a great way for them to support area sportsmen and women.
So the fishing tournament kind of came off of our buck pole. As you know, every year we do our annual buck pole contest, and we wanted to get into something that concentrated on the fishing side of it, since we are in Michigan, have the greatest area for fishing. The guys out here are great. The Lake St. Clair Walleye Club Association supports this, so we get a lot of people out here to do this.
So as some of the last teams weighed in, Jeff and Eric were sitting in a pretty comfortable spot on the leaderboard. 16 teams weighed in today, and so far our guys had the lead with the biggest fish of the day at 7.74 pounds and the heaviest 6-fish bag that tipped the scales at an impressive 32.41 pounds. As the line dwindled, there was only one team left to weigh in. Jeff's regular tournament partner, Rob Hoover, had a bag full of some pretty hefty fish and waited to weigh in very last, adding to the drama. And dramatic it was. From our point of view, a little heartbreaking even. Rob's team beat out Jeff and Eric with 32.42 pounds, taking the lead by 1/100th of a pound. So in the end, Team Ram Trucks took second place with a nice cash prize, and Team Tan Lines came out the new winners of the 2016 May Madness tournament. a great new event to help highlight the walleye fishery here on Lake St. Clair. Special thanks to the Lake St. Clair Walleye Association and to the crew at Dick Hoovar's for helping to make this fun event a success. If you have a chance this summer, make sure to get out and enjoy some world-class fishing right here in our own backyards in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Lots of good stuff coming over the next couple of weeks. And if you happen to miss the show, you want to see something again, you can always check us out online at michiganoutofdoorstv.com, and we're on Facebook as well. We're on there pretty much every other day or so, letting you know where we're at and what's going on as we travel this great state. Get out there and enjoy the outdoors, and if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By the Michigan Wildlife Council, using scientifically based wildlife management methods like breeding and restocking Michigan lakes and waters with native fish species to ensure they'll continue to thrive and be here for generations. Learn how Michigan manages wildlife at hereformioutdoors.org. By the Michigan chapters of Safari Club International. For over 40 years, SCI has been protecting hunters' rights and promoting wildlife conservation here in Michigan and around the world. SCI chapter locations can be found on the web at firstformichigan.org. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. With its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses, Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above.